Why do you have to be involved in everything, Misty? I've just lint rolled these. See, you could stay there for the video. Then everyone can see you, but you're not in the way. Hi everyone, my name's Michelle and this is my channel Sewing Bunny, and welcome to my video today, which is my May sewing makes. Now, I was recording this video for my June sewing makes, and then I realised that I haven't actually told you guys what I made in May. So I'm actually going to record two videos, one of my May makes and one of my June makes. So May's makes will come out first, and then June's makes video will come out very shortly, a few days afterwards. So what did I make in May? I'm not going to tell you necessarily what I'm wearing because that's going to be June makes. I've literally just taken some pictures of myself in this, and I'm not going to change. I'm wearing this now for the rest of the day. So yes, stay tuned for June makes for this one. But May makes, let's start off with my sew along, which was the Papercut palisade pants. And I'm hoping this picture shows it. It's not the best picture in the world. I'll show you the line drawings here, but what I'll do is I will insert one of the stock photos because it does show it a lot better. So you've got these elasticated tapered trousers, and they're elasticated at the sides, but they've actually got a flat front. They've got these seams down the front of the legs, and also this gorgeous crossover pocket detail. The stock photo should show it a lot better. But yeah, this was voted by you guys to be the May sew along, and I made them in a navy enzyme washed linen, which I got from Beyond the Pink Door. This linen is gorgeous, such a good fabric to work with. It's so super soft, it's not itchy or scratchy on the skin at all, and they came out beautifully. They might be a little bit crumpled because, well, it's linen and I have worn these actually quite a lot. So you can see here we've got the flat front bit here, and then you've got the elasticated bits all around the back and the sides, and then I'm hoping you'll be able to see this pocket detail. Can you see this lovely crossover pocket? It's so pretty, and nice deep pocket as well. You can see, like, you know, my hand goes all the way down in there. It's also basically got two pockets because where the crossover is, you've kind of got this section of the pocket and then the main section. Really like that. And then yeah, you can see, well, I'm hoping you can see that you've got these seams running all the way down. And I really like it because you top stitch all the seams. So I'm hoping again you'll be able to see that you do the seam and then you top stitch it, and it just gives this lovely clean line. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, and you do that round all of them so you get this lovely finish. And I have to say, the instructions and everything were amazing for it. You've also got a faux fly at the front. So can you see this section, this faux fly? So it's not actually a fly, it's just some fabric made to look like a fly. And I am so happy with these. As I said, they're so comfortable to wear. They go with everything. They look really smart. I've worn them to work a couple of times, just with like a nice blouse or something, and they're just really, really nice and cool as well. I know I seem to always be talking about the weather on my vlogs, but May was basically just a washout. It was raining, it was cold, it wasn't very nice at all. And so these were actually fine to wear in May because, you know, they're long trousers and they were good for when I was at work. But then at the very end of May, we did have some sun. And again, these were cool enough because they're linen that I was kept nice and cool wearing them. So I love them. I will insert some pictures of me obviously wearing them, and I will link to the sew along. I'll put one of those cards up here that if you do want to have a look at it, you can click on it and it'll play after this video. But yeah, really, really good trousers. I know a few people did actually message me to say about this pocket, and that there are lots of layers that you have to go through. And I was a bit concerned because I had seen a few vlogs where they'd had some issues with it. Now, I don't know if, you know, it was maybe my fabric choice or anything like that, but I personally didn't have too much of an issue with the bulk here. There are a lot of layers to go through. So it is probably something just to bear in mind, you know, depending on what fabric you're using. This I found, you know, this linen is quite, it's like a bottom weight, but, you know, it's not really, really heavy. Also, my machine is just fully mechanical. It's not like computerized or anything. So again, I don't know if that had anything to do with the fact I didn't have a problem, because I know that mechanical machines, you can just whack them through a little bit. So, yeah, this pocket I found absolutely fine. I think when I was overlocking some of the seams, I think I could kind of hear that my overlocker was going, oh, this is quite a lot of layers, but it didn't, you know, get chewed up or stop or anything. But just be warned that, yeah, I think this area has been a bit difficult for some people with the layers, but for me personally, I found it okay. So yeah, that was my first make. So the next item that I'm going to show you was actually my sew along in June. I made it in May and recorded the video in May. If you've seen my other videos, you know why. But I didn't do a vote for a sew along in June. So I showed this one. And this is the button-up blouse from the Deer and Doe ebook Dressed. I'll insert a picture of the ebook cover so you know what it looks like. There's loads of patterns in it, all nice and straightforward ones, and this just was so nice to sew, so easy, and I just think it's so effective. If you have a fabric which you know you really love and you don't want to like break up the pattern or anything, this is a great pattern. This fabric I got from Felicity Fabrics absolutely ages ago. It was one of the first fabrics I think I'd ever bought from them. And it's a Lady McElroy viscose crepe, which is called Dawn Chorus. And it is a viscose crepe because can you see this texture on there? You've got kind of like this crepe sort of texture. Almost looks a little bit like a kind of, you know, like the slub of linen. It kind of looks a little bit like that. But oh, these beautiful birds on there. Aren't they just beautiful? And this was a fabric that I was a little bit scared to cut into just because it was so beautiful. And I thought, no, I'm going to bite the bullet and I'm going to make a blouse. And I'm so glad that I made this. I love it. As I say, the Deer and Doe ebook is filled of like really kind of quite basic patterns. And this came together so quickly. And yeah, I think when I filmed it, I think I did it all in one go. Normally my sew alongs take, you know, 2 days or 3 days, but this literally took an evening. And what I've done is I've put these buttons on, which are these kind of slate sort of grey. Now I did change these slightly because the pattern only calls for 5 buttons. I actually added in, I think it was 7, was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yes, 7 buttons because they were slightly smaller and I did kind of want more buttons. Also, the pattern says that the fold over should actually be the other way around. So this piece should actually be on the back and this piece should have been over the front. But because of the design, I didn't want to interrupt this section and it just looked so much better. And I kind of thought, well, do you know what? You don't have to have, you know, the overlap on one side or the other. It's just telling you what the pattern recommends, but you can do whatever you like. Also, I didn't need to do buttonholes on this because it is such a loose, flowy top. Just goes straight over my head no problem at all. So I didn't need to do buttonholes, so there was no risk of me ruining this gorgeous fabric. I love the way that it fits. It's at that sort of length where it kind of hits like kind of just where my hip is, but if I was to like raise my arms up, it doesn't kind of show any kind of like midriff or anything. It literally just sits at the top of my trousers. So it's absolutely lovely, because then it does mean I can tuck it in if I've got high-waisted trousers on. So yeah, really, really like that. So easy to make. I really recommend giving it a go if you do have the ebook. And yeah, so that was my second make. Again, I will pop in a card up here if you want to see the sew along for this. Yeah, love it. Next up, I made the Tilling the Buttons Agnes top. Now on the pattern envelope, you do have a few different variations. You've got one with like a little puffy sleeve, one with a little ruched front, or you can just do a plain one. If I show you the line drawings at the back. So you've got, there you go, the gathered front, the poofy sleeve, or the plain. And I just did the plain. I had 1 metre of fabric, so I did a kind of half sleeve length. Apologies, it does look like it needs an iron. So yeah, I'll need to do that at some point. But yeah, it's just a lovely little plain little pink top. I love the Agnes because it does have a really nice shape. You can, well, I don't know, you might be able to see there that it kind of goes in and then curves back out again, which I really like. Now, usually in Tilly patterns, and for this one, I fall into a size 4, but this pattern, I always size up 1. So I made a size 5. And the reason I do that is because it is quite a fitted pattern. When I made the smaller size, I just found, just my personal preference, it was just a bit clingy around the stomach. And yeah, I don't like that. I like things that flow over my tummy. And so yeah, I sized up, and it's absolutely perfect because it does, it fits. It's a nice fitted shape, but it kind of just skims over. So yeah, I do kind of say if you're going to give this pattern a go, you may want to size up, just because it is quite tight. Not tight, but it's fitted. Yes, so not much more really to say about this one. The fabric, where did I get this fabric from? I can't remember. No, I can't remember. It was probably the Maker's Merchant, probably, or maybe M2M Fabrics. I can't remember, but I had this in my stash for absolutely ages. So yeah, I just thought it would make a lovely little pink t-shirt. And I've teamed this up quite a lot with my poppy pinafore from the Dressmaker's Closet, previously known as Loopy Mabel's Closet. And this goes really, really nicely with that. So yeah, just a really nice basic tee. Next up, I'm going to show you my Felicity Fabrics blog from May. And this was a really, really nice little challenge. It was where Felicity Fabrics sent out 1 metre of double gauze to each of their bloggers. And they had this fabric in a variety of different colours, like absolutely loads of different colours. And they just kind of said, send us your kind of colour palettes, you know, the colours that you like, and we'll randomly select kind of who gets what. So I think I listed, you know, kind of that I liked, you know, this colour, that colour, this colour. And they sent me this lovely kind of sandy colour double gauze. And the reason I loved the sandy colour is because you see these little, I've got lots of reflection, they're little leaves in like kind of a gold foil. And I just thought with the sandy background, I just thought it looked absolutely gorgeous. And this pattern is the PM Patterns Sun Top, which I've got here. So you can see there are a couple of variations. You've got like a sleeveless version and one with full sleeves. And I was kind of looking just, you know, on Instagram and, you know, Googling kind of, you know, like sleeveless tops and things, because I wanted a sleeveless top out of this because I only had 1 metre. And I came across that, and I'd seen that somebody had made it in double gauze, and I thought, oh, that looks really nice. So I thought I'll give that a go. And what I did on this one as well is, because of this gold foil leaf effect, I added in this piping as well, which goes all the way around this kind of yoke piece. I was going to do it along this section here, but I didn't quite have enough piping, so I left that as it is. But it's a lovely little blouse, really, really nice. So it's got a V neckline. As I say, it's got this yoke piece which goes all the way around, and we've got like a little gather here, and then these kind of cuffs on the sleeves. Really, really nice. I found the instructions absolutely fine on here. It was really good because it does tell you how to put piping in as well. So I found that amazing. The only thing with this is I did muck up the gathering on one side. So you've got this side, which kind of looks quite nicely gathered, but then this side kind of just, yeah, it's kind of a bit like more folded. I didn't really get the gathers right. Yeah, I've kind of all like overlocked it and everything. I didn't realise until I was kind of at the end. I was like, oh, that hasn't gone as well as this side. But hey ho, it's double gauze. It gets all like crimply and everything anyway, so you're not going to notice. I also did have to take the side seams in quite a bit. When I first put it on, it was just massive on the sides. So I probably had to take, I would say, about 1 inch to 1.5 inches off each side. So if you can imagine, this kind of more or less went out here, so I needed to trim it back a bit. So you can kind of see the shape slightly, because it fit over my hips absolutely fine. I didn't want to lose anything from the hips, so that's why you've probably got this slightly funny kind of shape, because I wanted it to fit over my hips, but I wanted it kind of to go in at the waist just a little bit. So I did make that adjustment just to give it a little bit more shape. I'm really happy with it, and I will link down below the blog post, because as I say, all of the blogger team got given a meter of this and they all made something like completely different. I couldn't believe that there was no duplicates or anything. I thought, oh, we're going to get maybe a whole load of Ogden camis or something. But yeah, it was just so nice to see everybody's makes. So yeah, and I know that some people are a bit unsure about double gauze and what you can make out of it. So yeah, if you want to know any of that, then as I say, I'll link the blog post down below. So yeah, really happy with that one. And then on to my last make, which is this one. This is the Grainline Studio Willow Tank. And this is in a linen fabric that I got from Beyond the Pink Door. And I love this. I got this as a remnant because I kind of thought, oh, I'll either make a pair of shorts or a top. And I kind of thought, actually, with my Palisade linen trousers and this top, I just thought the colours just went so well together. So I have worn both of these together quite a bit. I love it. And yeah, the Willow Tank, so easy, so easy. It's a front piece that has some darts at the front. You probably can't see the darts because it's quite a busy print. So yeah, front piece, back piece, and then you finish off the neckband and the armholes in bias binding. So if you followed me for a while, you know that I've been on a bit of a bias binding journey. I used to hate bias binding. It never went well. It always looked horrible. But I decided that I was, my motto for this year for my sewing was to be brave. And it's a case of, do you know what? Bias binding and me don't get along. I'm going to make myself learn how to do it. So I've been making loads of things with a bias binding finish. And yeah, to start off with, it didn't go that well, but I'm here now and I can bias bind, you know, these tricky kind of armholes and, you know, like these curve sections. And I'm so happy that I did push myself to do it because I love a bias bound finish. I love it. So this bias binding is from the Specky Seamstress. I'm sure you all know of her, but I will link her YouTube channel and her shop down below. But I loved this little glasses. I thought it was absolutely lovely. And I also had a Hello Gorgeous label, which is from Kylie and the Machine. So yeah, I mean, as I say, it's just a very basic kind of top. It's got quite a deep hem. I don't know if you'll be able to see. Can you see my stitching line? So yeah, quite a deep hem on there. And again, this is such a nice length. I didn't need to adjust it. So again, it sits just literally at my hip. But again, a bit like the button-up blouse, if I lift my arms up, I don't see midriff, which I think is so good to have that, where it looks a little bit cropped, but you know you're not going to, you know, show off, you know, bits of your back or your tummy. But yeah, really like this. Again, this linen is so soft, so nice. I don't think that Andrea has this fabric anymore in this colourway. I think she might have the kind of orangey red colour, possibly. Unless that's sold out. I mean, all of her fabrics sell out really quickly. But yeah, it's absolutely lovely. I really like this linen. So nice, and so nice to wear. So yeah, that was my final make from May. Okay, so that was everything that I made in May. I hope you enjoyed watching. Let me know which one was your favourite, or did you make anything in May that you want to share? I'd love to hear. Okay, so I'll speak to you all very soon, very soon, in my June makes video. Okay, I'll speak to you soon. Bye.